Most Excel experts don't really bother with Excel Online, and that's because until recently it was just a worse version of Excel Desktop. But that's not true anymore because there are a bunch of features that actually Excel Online does better than Excel Desktop. And for me, I find it's really good as a companion app to the regular Excel because for certain things, it really shines above the rest. For example, en-masse data entry for people that just want to enter hundreds of rows of data very, very quickly. Excel Online is so much faster than that because of a brand new update that's happened to the way it does data validation. And also checking changes, collaboration stuff, it does much better as well. So let's check it out. But before we do, my name is David Benaim and I have lots of videos on my channel about Excel, Power BI, PowerPoint, Word, Outlook, Google Sheets, Teams, Zoom. If you're using technology at your workplace, then I'm covering it on my channel. So check my other videos if you like what you see here, and give me a like button on this video as well. So let's get started. A large quantity of Excel daily users need to do en-masse data entry. They might need to enter 100 rows of data in one go. And I always tell people that data validation is a must in Excel, otherwise you will get the information wrong. But from the side of the data entry person, if he has to click on this and then manually navigate until he finds the one that he wants, and he can only click on these arrows or drag this, it's just going to take him ages to do, and he's going to hate the experience. Excel Online has reimagined this whole process and it is so much better. So let's say that he wants to type in DB. He can type in that and then he gets a list here and he can tab in the one that he wants. Or let's say he wants to filter by training, which is the second field in this list. I have done it, separated it out like this because Excel Online does autocomplete on data validation list from the first few letters of every word. So you can tab to lock that in. Also works as a replacement for dependent drop-down lists. So in this case, someone can write Germany, they can write Poland, or they can write Polynesia, and they will get all of this, and then they can choose the subcategories, which is so much better than something you would have to do manually in Excel and to expand them there. In Excel Desktop, you'd have to first do the top category and then the second category, and it's doable, but it's very tedious, both to set up and for the data entry person. Excel Online, because you can put it all in one cell like this, it just makes it way easier. Let's say that you're booking flights on Expedia. When I type in depart from, I want to be able to say Heathrow and get this drop-down list. Or I want to be able to say Paris if I don't know what that is. And any of these should be able to work. But this is just so useful and such a game changer. So well done to the Excel team for putting this in. So how do you set it up? In Excel Online, you first select the cells you want to have the drop-down lists. Then you go to the data tab and then you choose data validation. And I'm going to choose list and navigate in source to addresses to where those cells are, which is over here, combined. Press OK. And then over here, I can select it like that, or I can type in whatever I want, or I can just search or use the scroller in my mouse as well. So all of those things work really beautifully. So I can right click on a cell and I can choose show changes. And then this pops up over here and I can see, well, it was first entered as this by David Benaim and then it was changed, and when it was changed, and then it was changed again from that to that. And I can go click on it to navigate to that cell. I can also choose it for absolutely anything. So I can select a whole column and choose show changes, and it will show me everything that's happened in that column. Or I can change the filter from here. I can choose an entire sheet. Then it has all of the changes over here. I can choose to clear the filter, and then it will show me for everything in this workbook. A real nuisance with Excel is when someone writes over a formula. So here I am again with Excel Desktop on the right and Online on the left. Show changes is only in Excel Online at the moment. So I can turn that on and I can see that this has happened so far. But in Excel Desktop, I'm actually going to type over a formula. I'm just going to replace it with the same number. But here in Excel Online, I'm going to say see new changes. And here I can see that they have done that. They have overwritten it there. I can see where this person is, and I can overwrite it or do certain actions there. So show changes tracks things for up to 60 days across any kind of endpoint, whether it's Excel Online, Excel in Teams, which is the same user interface as Excel Online, but then also Excel Desktop, Excel for Mac, Excel for iOS or Android. All of those things will show you in Excel Online in show changes. So in this file, I can see that I have some comments over here. By the way, a comment in modern Excel is not the same as what a comment used to be. A comment has a threaded value where people can mention, they can reply to things, they can mark something complete, they can reopen them, etc. And there's a new feature that just got released in Excel Online. So if I right click, I can choose a new comment and I get the opportunity to mention. So I'm going to just go for myself. Now I can do this. I can assign to David Benheim. So I can say, what is going on? Bit of a misspelling, but that's okay. So here I am in Outlook, and let's see what the email looks like. So this is the one that I just tagged in. What is going on misspelled? As you can see, it has the columns in the table with what was entered in each one. I also have one that I did as a guest contributor that also sent me that task. So I can go here and I can say I want to go to the comment, or I can just add a comment here without leaving the email. So I could say, sorry, error, and press insert, and that will then put it directly there. Or I can go to comment and it opens up that file. Here is the thread that I opened up. I can click here to resolve it, or I can edit it or do other things here as well. You also have the ability in Excel Online to embed, and I really like this feature. If I go to File, Share, I can choose Embed, and it gives me some embed code. So I can just copy this code and paste it elsewhere. I get lots of things that I can change, such as let the people sort and filter, let them type into things and have that be changed, or have it recognize it, change the dimensions. Or I can choose a specific range, a chart, or a table, a pivot table, and that's the only thing they'll be able to see. So here I am in Sway. I absolutely love Sway. I think it's the unsung hero of Microsoft Office. And this is what you can do when you embed an Excel file. So people can themselves kind of expand or collapse, things like groupings. They can use filters, or they can even type things in. So this is sort of a modeling thing where they can type a multiplier, and they can see these charts change using your standard Excel formulas, as complex as that can be. So there's a lot of potential in what you can do with embedding files. I have another video where I talk about lots of embedding content as well, and Sway. You also in Excel Online have the Automate tab, and here you have Record Actions. This is a lot like the macro recorder that you have in Excel. It does things a little bit differently. So it says start editing this workbook, so I can just start typing things in. I can maybe change some colors. I can move this, kind of like what you might expect. But it does give you this sidebar, which is quite nice. It's not as sophisticated with the macro recorder as Excel Desktop. But when I stop it, it allows me to do this, and I see it here. I can edit it directly from here. And notice that this is not VBA code. This is similar to JavaScript. So it's a coding language that's just used a lot more in other kind of applications. And that's where this is going. And there are some pre-built ones over here if you like them, or you can see more of them there. Personally, it's not something I really use that often. You do have some things reimagined. So for example, if you format a chart, it gives you everything in one menu. You don't have to go to submenus and submenus. Doesn't mean there's as much functionality, but it is, I think, just a little bit easier to organize. Conditional formatting and text to columns have a similar kind of reimagined way of doing it with less functionality, but in many ways, most of the stuff that you are going to be using. Another really, really big one is in the Insert tab, you have Forms. So this allows you to create a form that links to Microsoft Forms, a really awesome application that I love. So here's the name of the worksheet. I can say I want to add a question like, and then I can add all, I can add a free type question. And then with this, if I go responses, it's linked to Excel. So if I click on that, it opens back to my Excel workbook. And this is able to log a lot of things. I use Microsoft Forms all the time. Sometimes I start from Microsoft Forms, but the advantage of starting to Excel, I've pre-chosen that this Excel workbook is going to take all of my answers as is entered more. I have other videos on Forms which I'll link to as well. With Excel Online, everyone will have the same version, which means that everyone has the newer formulas, and you can be guaranteed that everyone will. You can also use dynamic array functions. So unique is a really, really great function that I can just say, well, of all of these territories, just give me the unique ones, and it just gives me them there. Dynamic arrays means that you return a formula in multiple rows and columns. And if you did have some text here, it wouldn't work. It would give you that spill error. But this is a really awesome tool because it just reinvents the way the formulas are written. You have, for example, equals filter, equals sort, and sort by, equals stock history. That can get you historical exchange rates. These are all part of the dynamic arrays family. Here I am in Microsoft Teams, which is another very common entry point for Excel Online. So this is all the same functionality that you see in Excel Online. And I think that Teams is in itself a really good collaborative place. So you can mention people directly from here, show changes of what they've done. You can also have it as a data entry point for people. So this is where people are going to do a lot of data entry. And that's why the autocomplete data validation feature is fantastic. Linking it to Forms, which is also heavily integrated with Teams. Excel Online will never replace desktop for me when it comes to heavy analytics, things like Power Query, making charts, complex pivot tables. So I'm always going to use Excel Desktop as a primary point, but Excel Online as a companion, so much potential. And that is how I would use Excel Online as a companion app to Excel Desktop. So I hope you like that stuff, in particular the data validation, autocomplete stuff. I am so excited about the potential that this has. If you like this video, then check out the other stuff on my channel. I do weekly videos on Excel, PowerPoint, Power BI, Google Sheets, Zoom, Teams. If you're using tech at the workplace, then I'm covering it on my channel. Thanks for watching.